Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this post travel day stretch. You're going to start just by laying back and bringing yourself nice and comfortable. We're actually going to try to avoid any seated positions in this little stretch today. We're thinking about a day you may have been stuck in a car, or even a day that maybe you've been at the office or just in a seated position for a long period of time. And we're going to see if we can do some stretches to counteract those tight positions we tend to bring our body into. So you can stay nice and long for as long as you need to. And then we're going to walk the feet back in toward the hips, gently grabbing onto the knees. And we're going to take some gentle stretches in and out, pulling the knees in toward the chest and then pushing them back away. We kind of want to warm up the hips. The hips get really tight when we're in that tight seated position for a long period of time. Moving with your breath. And then we're going to make some circles. Okay, taking the knees out wide, rolling them, and then pushing them back away. We're going to take a few circles going in one direction. And then we're going to reverse those circles, just pulling the knees in toward the chest and then circling back around. And then we're going to place one foot down on the mat, lengthen the other leg out nice and long. We really want to stretch out that hamstring. It gets really tight when we sit for long periods of time. Just start off gently, kind of taking a nice long leg, pulling it in toward the body and relaxing it back out. And then we're going to ease back on that stretch a little bit and focus a little bit on the ankle. So taking the ankle around in circles and then circling the other direction. We move the foot side to side. And then we flex the foot and point the toes. So we want to stretch the ankle in all directions. It's going to feel really good if you spend a long time driving. And then with that nice long leg, you're going to pull that leg in a little bit closer, reaching behind that thigh, maybe even pulling your toes closer toward your body and taking length in the whole back side of your leg. Just hold it there, breathe through it. Hold that stretch as long as you need to. And then release that leg down, plant that foot, and we're going to do those same stretches on the other side. Begin by bringing both hands behind the thigh and just pulling that leg in and out. We're starting off with a generous bend in that knee. Just trying to slowly work up to a point where we're working out those kinks. And then onto the ankle, circle around. We go a few circles in one direction and then go the other way. Flex and point the feet. And then take that foot side to side, stretching both sides of the ankle as well. And then take a nice deep breath in. And then use your exhale to pull that leg in a little closer toward your body. You're going to hold that stretch for a little bit and then test it out. Try to see if you can pull your toes in a little bit closer. And look for finding as much length through the back of your leg as you can. The hamstrings and the calves probably pretty tight if you've been traveling. So show them a little love here. Give them a nice, good long stretch. And then release that leg down. We're going to walk those legs out and we're going to roll up into a staff position. So we kind of want to take the shoulders, stack them right over the hips, keep the legs out nice and long. Now, you might not be able to bring the legs to a fully extended position. It might feel really tight. So it's perfectly okay if you're bending the knees here a little bit. Find what's comfortable. And then with a flat back, you're just going to walk your fingertips forward, hinging from your hip. And again, we're focusing on those legs. Okay, finding length there, pulling your toes in closer to your body. And be careful that you're keeping your chest lifted here. Okay, so you don't want to round the shoulders. You really want this hinge forward coming from your hips and not from rounding your back. Okay, hold and breathe through it. And then when you're ready, go ahead and walk those fingers back. We're going to take this into a little number 4 stretch, which is going to work those outer hips. So you're going to cross one leg over the opposite thigh. You can leave the leg extended out where we started this position, or you can bend that other knee, which is going to bring a much deeper stretch into the hip. So just find where it feels comfortable for you. It might not be too comfy if that hip is really, really tight from being in one position for a really long time. So pay attention, just listen to your body, do whatever feels best. Imagine breathing right into that hip here. And then we're going to release that stretch. Keep that knee crossed over though. We're going to sit up nice and tall and then we're going to do a little twist. Okay, hugging that knee with the opposite arm, sitting up tall and then looking behind you over your shoulder, taking a nice spinal stretch, stretching the hip and the neck as well. Remember to breathe. Always imagining we're breathing into those tightest areas of our body. And then we're going to untwist, letting go of that stretch. Let's take that right over to the other side, starting off with that number 4 stretch. We cross one leg over and we can stay right here with the opposite leg extended out nice and long. Or you can walk that knee in a little bit, taking that stretch a little bit deeper. And with the arms rolled back, opening the shoulders, we get a little stretch in through the chest here as well, which should also feel good. Again, remembering to breathe, really enjoying the full expression of each of these stretches, not rushing through it. Lengthen out that leg, keep that cross knee stretched out in front of you, lengthen up through the shoulders, and then turn. Take that twisting stretch, looking back over your shoulder. Hold here, breathe, enjoy the view. And then when you're ready, untwist, lengthen that leg back out again. Both legs stretched out. This is solely for the chest, rolling those shoulders back, reaching the fingertips behind you, lifting the chin, and just opening the heart. Taking nice big breaths into the lungs, helping that stretch. And then we're going to finish up here by rolling over onto your belly. Coming onto the forearms into Sphinx pose. Okay, this is going to help take a counterbalance into that lower back. Our back is probably a little tight as well if we've been sitting for long periods of time. And this is a gentle way to take the back in the opposing direction. Press the shoulder blades down and lengthen through the head. So we're going to take some stretches in through the neck, looking up and down. And you're really looking for length in both directions. As we look down, we find length in the back of our neck. And then as we look up, we find that same length and stretch in through the front of your neck. And then I'm just going to kind of move my head in different directions. There's no special rhyme or reason, just finding where the neck might be tight. And as we move, we're searching for anything that might be a little tight and taking the opportunity to stretch that out. We can look over the shoulders, again, moving in whatever direction feels good, and then crossing the arms over and relaxing the head down and finishing up here in crocodile pose. Okay, so just enjoy again this counterbalance to those tight positions we get our body into, relaxing here. You can stay here for as long as you need to. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone.